Dachshunds may be cute little companion dogs, but that doesn't mean they're easy to own. Between their stubborn streaks and surprising tendencies to nip, there are quite a few quirks new owners should be prepared for. I mean, there's a reason why this meme exists. And yes, you'll see why later. Today, we're diving into the 9 things I really wish I knew before bringing home a Dachshund. Number 1. You might want to consider getting insurance. For all other dogs, I never got dog insurance. However, for a Dachshund, you might want to highly consider it. Dachshunds are like little adventurers with fragile frames, and those adorable long backs make them prone to a condition called intervertebral disc disease, or IVDD for short. Imagine your pup hopping off the couch and suddenly facing a hefty surgery bill because of a slipped disc. It happens much more often than you think, and Dachshunds are the most susceptible to it out of all breeds. In fact, one Dachshund owner shared, "My Dachshund went down after jumping over a sleeping pup on the bed. The surgery to get him waking again is going to cost over $5,000. That's why dog insurance isn't just a luxury, it's a must. IVDD can happen fast, so look for pet insurance that specifically covers it, or be prepared to have a hefty emergency fund. Another owner added, "Get pet insurance and don't delay. I've had 2 with back injuries, and they spent months in their crates to heal." However, prevention can be key. Avoid letting them jump on and off furniture. Invest in ramps, and skip those cute tricks where they stand on their hind legs. And don't forget, regular exercise and maintaining a healthy weight can all help avoid future problems. Taking these precautions and having insurance can make all the difference in keeping your Dachshunds back and your bank account intact. Number 2, they're very difficult to potty train, but not impossible. Potty training a Dachshund can sometimes feel like trying to solve a complex puzzle. Dachshunds have a reputation for being one of the harder breeds to housebreak, but that doesn't mean it's hopeless. One owner shared, "It took a year and a half to potty train my little dude, but he's only had 1 accident in the past 3 years, and that was when he was sick." It's all about patience and consistency, and trust me, you'll need a lot of it. Set up a routine from a young age and stick to it, though be prepared for some setbacks. Dachshunds are known for having a bit of an attitude and might even have accidents out of spite if they feel slighted. So arm yourself with treats, establish a schedule, and keep your cool. Number 3, Dachshunds will bite. Believe it or not, the little Dachshund is one of the most likely dogs to bite as they get older. Why? Well, it all goes back to their roots. Dachshunds were originally bred to hunt small critters and act as independent pest controls. This history makes them brave, but also a bit bossy and prone to dominant behavior. Combine that with their territory nature, and you've got a pint-sized pup who can sometimes let his teeth do the talking. One owner warned, "You have to teach them manners and socialize them, or else they'll turn into ridiculous little Nazis who are cute and charming one minute and biting the calf of the cable guy the next." Their tendency to bite isn't just a fluke, it's deeply ingrained in their instincts. But not all hope is lost. Introduce your Dachshund to various situations, people, and other dogs to keep their bite first, ask questions later attitude in check. With a little patience and persistence, you can turn your feisty friend into a well-mannered companion. One who uses those teeth for chomping treats, not ankles. Number 4, Dachshunds bark a lot more than you think. Dachshunds may be small, but their voices are anything but. If you thought you were getting a quiet lapdog, think again. These little pups were bred to alert hunters to small prey, and that instinct to sound the alarm hasn't gone anywhere. One owner shared, "My little guy will bark if he sees someone out the window or if he thinks he hears anything outside." Essentially, if it moves, or even if it doesn't, they'll let you know. They're also quick to bark at unfamiliar people because Dachshunds tend to be protective. So don't be surprised if it takes them a while to settle down when guests are over. The good news is that these dogs are incredibly smart and can learn quickly with the right training. The trick is to stay on top of it. Use positive reinforcements like treats, praise, and their favorite toys to teach them when to bark and when to stay quiet. So, if you don't mind a chatty companion and are willing to put in the effort to manage it, you'll find that Dachshunds make excellent watchdogs and even better friends. Number 5. They're extremely stubborn dogs. Seriously. Yes, they are as stubborn as you read about. They might even be more stubborn than you'd expect. The thing is, Dachshunds are little dogs with big attitudes. These pups are famously stubborn and tend to do whatever they want, not what you want. It's almost like they're thinking, "Sure, I hear you, but I'm going to ignore you." In fact, one Dachshund owner shared, "Step 1. Don't give them any reason to plot revenge against you. They can and will take their stubborn streaks to the next level if you do." So, if you do handle a dog that's determined to march to the beat of its own drum, the answer is simple. Treats, treats, and more treats. Food is often the secret weapon for convincing a Dachshund to follow commands. And remember to have a sense of humor too. Their stubbornness comes from their history as independent hunters, so that nope attitude is all part of their charm. So if you can embrace their stubborn streak and work with it rather than against it, you'll have a loyal, quirky companion who's as spirited as they are loving. Trust me, the rewards far outweighs the stubbornness. Number 6. They will be your shadow, almost literally. These little sausages are certified stage 5 clingers. Dachshunds love to be around their humans 24/7 and will follow you from room to room like your own furry little shadow. One owner shared, "Mine is always by my side and stares into my eyes for like 10 to 20 minutes a day. He would be licking my face and still thinking that he's too far away from me." Once you have a Dachshund, you can forget about personal space because to them, there's no such thing. They crave attention and affection and will nudge their way into your lap, your bed, and your heart. The bond you build with these dogs is incredibly strong, almost as if they've made it their life mission to be your best friend. Just know that once they've picked you as their favorite person, you'll never be alone again. And honestly, you probably won't want it any other way. However, this clinginess can lead to this next thing. Number 7. Dachshunds are highly susceptible to separation anxiety. Dachshunds may be small in size, but they have huge hearts, which makes being away from their favorite person quite the challenge. That said, these little pups can be highly prone to separation anxiety. One owner suggests, "Ours can get quite upset being left alone. I don't recommend having them sleep in your bed. They need their own space and it helps them be less clingy." Because Dachshunds can become so attached, leaving them alone can result in excessive whining or even destructive behavior. So it's important to tackle this early on. Start by leaving the house for short periods and gradually increase the time as your pup gets used to it. Avoid giving in to their clingy ways, or you'll end up with a little shadow that's always by your side. That may sound great, but let's be real. Life happens and you can't always take your doxie with you. Finding what makes your Dachshund feel secure can also help ease anxiety. For example, some need a chewy snack or a peanut butter Kong, while mine prefers the sofa since it's high up, cozy, and smells like me. With a little patience and a lot of love, your Dachshund will learn to feel more comfortable on their own, making those joyous reunions all the sweeter. Number 8. Dachshunds have selective hearing. Remember when I said Dachshunds love food? That wasn't a joke. Dachshunds are masters at pretending they didn't hear you, unless there's food involved. This breed has a reputation for having selective hearing, where they'll conveniently ignore commands like come or sit unless it's in their best interest. You might think your Dachshund doesn't understand basic cues, but in reality, they're just choosing when to listen. This quirk stems from their hunting past. Dachshunds were bred to hunt on their own, so being obedient to humans wasn't exactly a top priority for them. You may find that they respond eagerly when you're calling them for dinner, but act completely deaf if you're asking them to get off the couch. In fact, one owner jokingly shared, "Yup, my mom's Dachshunds are completely deaf except for when you say cookies and ball." To get around this, try using high-value treats as toys to catch their attention. With a little patience and positive reinforcement, you can teach your Dachshund to listen more consistently, though they'll probably always have a bit of that charmingly defiant streak. Number 9. Dachshunds don't do well in cold weather. Dachshunds and cold weather go together like oil and water. They just don't mix. Even though Dachshunds were bred in Germany, where the climate can be quite chilly, these little sausages aren't exactly built for cold weather. With their short coats and low-to-the-ground bodies, they feel the cold more intensely than some other breeds. Their bellies are so close to the ground that they pick up the cold and dampness quickly, making them shiver and shake at the slightest drop in temperature. You'll probably notice your Dachshund refusing to go outside on cold days or immediately searching for a blanket to burrow under. Some will even go out of their way to avoid stepping on snow or wet grass. To keep them comfortable, it's a good idea to bundle them up in sweaters or jackets when the temperatures dip. And if you live in an area with harsh winters, be prepared for a dog that would much rather snuggle up inside than brave the cold outdoors. On the bright side, it's just another reason for you to snuggle up with them on a cold winter's day. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.